Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Power of Healing Your Energy Show. I'm Christine with 24 Karat Healing. Come on in. I am, of course, if you don't know who I am, spiritual medium, intuitive energy coach, and old soul healer, also known as empath. And today, had to make a huge pivot. Had a guest that was supposed to be on the show, but life happens. So here we are. And, this is something I really enjoy doing. Obviously, I've been, this is season 3, episode 93. I've been doing this for quite a while. And, I want to talk about fear today because, well, I mean, come on, I cannot be the only one who is feeling this. All right. So, like this episode, comment, share, subscribe wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or on your favorite podcast. Let me know where you are in the world. If you're on the replay, let me know as well. And let me know how you interpret fear. Well, I mean, there's so many different interpretations of fear. Some see it as false evidence appearing real. Um, some see it as face everything and run, or face everything and rise. So maybe put in the comments what you think fear is. And really, it's right now, in the collective consciousness, and not just because it's Halloween. I mean, like they say, the veil is the thinnest right now. And yeah, we're really getting a lot of downloads. I don't know about you. Ears ringing. Now, you might have tinnitus, as they say, but if it's off and on throughout the day, I've talked about this before. It's a sign. You're getting information. You need to tune in. I mean, we are all antennas, right? Once we have tapped in to our intuitive gifts, I mean, everybody has them, not just me, but all of you. You really can't turn it off. And why would you? It's just like, you're not crazy, you're just waking up. What else have I learned in this almost 5-year journey? I mean, my awakening started in 2018. Let me know when yours was, or maybe you're just starting to. And you're realizing that what you've been fed, what you've been told, what to this point is not true. It's false. It's false. All right. And, I also want to acknowledge anyone who is struggling right now with depression, with anxiety. I've had multiple people reach out to me. And I know that I have family around as well. A lot of us are struggling, whether it's you're in grief, despair, you just don't know what to do next. Maybe you're feeling confused. I mean, I posted the other day about feeling disconnected, dismissed, discombobulated. There's a word, discombobulated, disregarded. Just a lot of us are just wondering what is going on, and when is this going to end? Not saying too much. I mean, if you've been with my channel for a while, I don't have to say much. I don't need to be censored. And if you are being censored, I mean, I'm seeing that as well. There's a reason. Why would they censor people? Why? I mean, I think this started a year ago. I've seen a lot of people, oh, I'm in Facebook jail. I'm in Facebook jail. And I'm like, that's interesting. And now it just seems to be common all the time. which I don't agree with. I mean, we all have freedom of speech. We all have freedom of movement. Here in Canada, we have a Charter of Rights. I know in the United States, you guys love your freedom. And it's something us Canadians really need to get a handle on and really be responsible and step into our sovereignty. Um, yeah, no more lies, no more illusions. A lot of things are coming to the surface. Protecting our children, first and foremost, protecting our children. In fact, when they talk about us being stewards, I like to think of myself as a steward, a guardian of nature, of Gaia, of Mother Earth, okay? And that's a huge responsibility. And it I want this to go forward for 7 generations ahead of me, not just for me right now, because part of the fear consciousness that's out there, the more fear you feed, the bigger it grows and expands. And I'm sorry to say, that's what they want. That's what they want. They want everyone to live under the thumb, as they say, or the trigger point, however you want to decipher this message. So I say no mas, no more. Um, and yeah, great division. That's what I'm hearing. This is the whole point: division, divided, separation. Um, and I don't take any political stands. I just know doing the right thing is what matters. Having ethics and morals and responsibility and unconditional love and forgiveness and empathy and compassion and love. That's it. That's it. You know, as they say, I'm not going to be like, well, you shouldn't do this and they shouldn't do that, because that's judgment. That's why we're here. We've got to stop judging. If you don't understand, take a step back and wonder why. And then maybe take a step forward into curiosity and go, huh, you know what? I've never thought of it that way, or I've never done it that way, or I've never seen it that way. Tell me more. I'm curious. Because it's so easy to go, well, those people, look what they're doing. That's not how we do it. They're the problem. That's why we're in this mess. See where it's going? See where it's going? It's honestly not going um, in the direction of love. And love is all encompassing. There are, like, northeast, south, and west, there are many directions, just like love. There are many ways, just like love. There are many solutions, just like love. Your neighbor, your perceived enemy, your perceived politician, your perceived pastor, whatever it is, religion, science, that's not the problem. Anyways, I'm going to say hello to a few people. Oh, hi, Rebecca. So nice to see you. Thank you for being here. First timer. Yes. Thank you. And I believe, Rebecca, you came in through a meetup group, our meetup group that I have. So if you're interested in meeting up on Wednesday evenings, I have to think about that, Saturday mornings, and Monday evenings, it is completely free. We would love to see you. It is on Zoom. And I'm also wanting to do in person as well, more and more in person, because I really feel like we're being fatigued in so many ways. I had just seen a post, I believe, from my sister talking about how young women are finding social media very triggering to their mental health, and they're noticing tics and eye twitching from TikTok specifically. So, and I'm like, I believe it. I absolutely do, because I don't know about you guys, but I've been pulling back from social media more and more. I'm not naming the platform, but I've been seeing delete this platform. This is all part of this cancel, as they say, cancel culture, and I'm putting this in quotations. That is part of the dismissive, the divisive, the separation. Just be very careful what you're being pulled into, okay? If you find you're being pulled in, it's time to lean back and go, "Who is this mine?" No, 9 times out of 10, it's not. It's just you're feeding into this. You're feeding and stop feeding it because I want to say like the big bad wolf, you know? It just gets bigger. And what did, Little Red Riding Hood actually learn? She learned to step into her power, right? Funny how I'm going back to children's fairy tales, and really fairy tales, we need more of those. Um, and hi, Sherry. So nice to see you. Thank you for being here. And you're so welcome, Rebecca. I appreciate all of you being here. And there's a reason that you're hearing this message. Obviously, once you put a thought into the field, it's, energy, just like we are. We are energy. We are spiritual beings, as I've said before, having a human experience. So, how do we how do we step back and really discern? There's that word again, discern. That's really all it is. And yeah, I'll admit it. I'll be responsible. I'm very open on my own personal page on Facebook as well. And even my 24 karat healing page on Facebook and Instagram. I'll just use the word responsibility. Meaning I'm responsible for anything that, I'm feeling, but I am not my feelings. I am not the sum total of that. And if I find I'm being pulled into something, I get out into nature. I don't know about you. I was out today and I'm like, I'm just going to go. Every week I find a new trail, a new hiking path, a new whatever, because that's all part of keeping us, I want to say, sane and grounded. I think that's really important, is staying grounded, however you find ways to stay grounded. Epsom salt baths work really well for me. Magnesium, make sure you get enough vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, very important, because you have your own natural immunity. Of course, you supplement it. I went and got myself I love this, it's, I call it the mean green drink from Jugo Juice. Yeah, I'll promote them, but I really enjoy those types of food because vibrationally they're higher. And yeah, who doesn't have junk food once in a while? But I'm not saying every day that's the problem. With anything else that is not of the highest vibration, it will pull you back, into the lower depths, I'm saying. So if you are very sensitive, be very aware of that and have boundaries and take care of yourself. There's also family stuff going on too, where I heard, my sister even talked about it, how they said that they were not comfortable. I'm not saying who they are, but they didn't want them to come back anymore because of certain things. This is all I'm saying. I'm sure you guys can read into this. So that is very sad. I could hear the grief in her voice, and this is happening more and more. If only they knew it had nothing to do with that. But that is what they believe. So you have to love people from a distance, even though you have to let them go. And it's lonely. And I think that's, part of the isolation. You start feeling lonely. And then there goes the ego trap. I just recorded a video about the ego trap. And I'm quoting this from Edgar Cayce, but he just talks about when fear has arisen in the hearts of the created, ourselves, sin is at the door. So it's very enlightening because he has, we haven't quite associated fear with sin, but we are, to define it, Casey defines sin as selfishness, but there's nothing wrong with being selfish. That's not what I'm saying. So you can benefit yourself at the cost of another. So with selflessness, you think of the whole rather the individual. That's when you're in soul reality. So when we become afraid, when we're in fear, we inherently become selfish. So our perspective shrinks, and think of self-preservation, grab all the toilet paper, self-protection, get away from me. Danger, everything's danger, the world feels unsafe and we must defend ourselves. Here incites the fighting. So this is the one way that fear draws away from the soul reality. We got to think of oneness and not into separation, self-protection, selfishness, sin. We must be watchful of ourselves and watch ourselves as we become afraid. Yeah, I think that's the biggest part. It's like, you know how sometimes when you're doing a lot of research on something, you go into the rabbit hole. You can go into the rabbit hole with that ego mind, the one that always says, "Oh, see, I was right. I knew it. Yep, you did it again. Way to go." And that's where, it starts. It's like beating you down into submission. And you're thinking, really? I thought I dealt with this, but apparently not. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. And I'm now going to find out the root. We got to get to the root of all fear. We've got to get to the root of all truth. We've got to get to the root of who we are and why we're here. And you know darn well why we're here. I mean, I don't know about you. I like to think that we're here as a collective. We're here as a collective energy to help raise everything up into Christ consciousness, right to God, right to source, and that's it. And that is it. And once you realize that it's heaven on earth and not the opposite, everything changes. But it is, I'm not going to say but, it is, it's work. And that's what I tell my clients. If you're not here to do the work, I will, there's only so much Reiki, so much psychic, mediumship, whatever it is I can do for you. Guess what? The other part is you too. And it's scary, I understand. But if you're open and curious, like a child, like that preschool field trip that I saw today with all the beautiful stuffed animals. There must have been about 40 of them in the trees. I was taking pictures. I felt like a kid myself. And then I had that epiphany. More of that and less of fear. More of that and less fear. Because the more that you're in that awe flow state, that awe state, the easier it is to get back there. So that's why I always, I work with inner child trauma work, because we're really getting into the muck and the mire and the dark stuff, the stuff that's always hidden, the stuff that us ladies, I don't know about you, we like to put them in little boxes and compartments, and then we tuck them away. I did that a lot. Yeah, like Sherry says, more of the magic and the love. Yeah, everything is magical. We are. I always say magicians, alchemists. We are, the soul family. And the more we tap into that, the more that we vibrate that, the more that we are. The more that we are. And it's like a flow state. It's like the ocean. I always call it the Buddha 0 point. It's right here in the center, not going crazy over here and going over there and all different directions. I mean, I don't know about you, but I find that, when you're in that fear state, you tend to become more accident prone, right? Making, maybe not the best choices. and really dragging, your whole energetic being down physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And then you find maybe you're more susceptible to getting sick as well. So just, you gotta do your best. And then there's some days you just don't get out of bed. Or you get out and you go back in because you're like, I'm just gonna take a day or two, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's no, when people say, oh, you should do this, you should do that. No, no, no. Just listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Really cut out the noise because intuitively you know what to do. Innately, you know what to do. It reminds me of another post. I get these delivered to my inbox. I don't know if you follow any of, um, yeah, I'm trying to remember his name now. I think it's Mike Dooley, but I get these every day. It's notes from the universe. And today was pretty interesting and very timely always. So these are messages, pay attention in your dreams and all that, signs, symbols, animals, words, feelings. I mean, all of that. Those are all your clairs, and some of them are stronger than others. This message said a few unknown facts observed to be mostly true by wise old souls like ourselves. Number one, what folks claim to want less of, less work, less challenges, and less help, they actually want more of. Yeah, I would agree with that. Number two, those who say, I don't know what to do, usually do know what to do. They just really, they don't want to do it. Maybe they're just not ready. But when are you ever ready? You have to take that step. You have to just jump in. You have to know that you're going to be caught. You're going to be carried, on, I want to say, the wings of a dove. Oh my goodness. What is this? A commercial? Is this a song by chance? On the wings of love. That's what I wanted to say. Number three, and people who continue to show up in spite of self doubt, confusion, fear, disappointment, rock the world. You still, you get knocked down, but you keep getting up. I think that's key. You get knocked down, but you keep getting back up. Yes. So really, and I hope this episode has brought some comfort to you. I'm always interested in feedback. If you know someone, that you think is amazing and you'd love to have them on my show, send them my way. Maybe you're the one that wants to be on the show. Then reach out, send me a message, either through Facebook, Instagram, or email me, 24khealing@gmail.com. Or you can go to my website, Christine, CHRISTINE.gold. All right. So just a few little housekeeping items here. Yes, and I'm just going to bring this up here. We talked about unleash your soul's purpose. I mean, really, we all have a purpose. We're here for a reason, but we've been told otherwise, that we need to follow this program or that program or do this or do that or go into thousands of dollars of debt because you need a certification and you need this degree and blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. Cancel that. I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it, but not everybody's meant to do that. Okay. Just like not everybody is meant to be a guide or a mentor or a teacher, but we all have something to guide, teach, and mentor. Maybe it's as a daycare provider or as a nurse or whatever it happens to be. Okay. Or as a mom or a dad or a parent. And that could be a pet parent too. Okay. I love the animals. We're not going to forget about those at all. And yes, so the Unleash Your Soul's Purpose, that's Saturdays at 10, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And Mondays I do animal soul sessions at 7 p.m. So if you have issues with your pets. Bring them on by, and we'll see what we can do for you, because I love animals. All right. So Unleash Your Magic, Power of Eight. These mentorships are coming up in January 2022. So if you're interested in that, I'll have all the links. They're in the comments already. And last but not least, I will be doing, of course, the November energy update. That is exclusively on YouTube. I really don't post it anywhere else. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you're going to miss it. It's basically just a weather report for November, and it's coming out very shortly. And there's also a power animal associated with November. And there's also affirmations, because, I'm all about, affirmations, working with nature, our energetic body, our chakras. We're all healers, Reiki. I mean, everyone should learn some form of energy work, because they can do it on themselves. They can do it for their family, friends, animals, for the earth, whatever, right? It's not some ancient secret that only the masters can do. No. I've always said this. I think it's great. Jesus, he was a hands-on healer too, right? And we all know cats are the original Reiki masters, are they not? Come on now. And I like to see dogs. Dogs are the most loyal. I see them as a Buddha masters. Right. That's interesting how and the Egyptians, they love the cats too, right? There's a lot of, astrology, mythology, it's all connected, the planets. I mean, more and more is coming out. Extraterrestrials, I believe in that. For me, they hide in the mountains and they hide in the clouds. I don't know about you, but that's a whole nother show. If you're interested in that, I might have to dive in a little deeper on that one, because I've always been fascinated with everything outside of us, because we seem to, like the nail in the forehead analogy, everything is about us, right? No, it's not. All right. And one more treat. Oh, I got to get rid of that banner. I have Halloween readings coming up live on Facebook and YouTube this Friday at 11:11 a.m. Pacific time. All right. So, follow me on Facebook, subscribe to me on YouTube, hit the notification bells, make sure you are notified when I go live so you're not missing it, because I hear people saying, I always miss you when you go live. Well, they like to do funny things. I am not the algorithm master, but I know it has to do a lot with lots of different things. So I'm just going to leave it there. So if you'd like to get a reading, whether it might be mediumship, psychic, intuitive, maybe a card or two, and there's going to be some prizes as well. So yeah, like I said, some free readings, fun, and spooktacular prizes. Facebook, and that should say YouTube, but you love my designs there, guys. I did that all by myself. Anyways, jeez. It's fun playing with stuff like that. All right. The more that we play, the better we are. All right. You're welcome, Sherry. So nice to see you. Hi, Mary. Thank you for being here. All right, guys. I am sending you so much love, and let me know what you're doing for, All Hallows Eve. Join me Friday, and we will have a lot of fun together. And please remember, healing begins where the ego ends. Take care.